got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wikiana. Miss Wikiana.
Just taking in the architecture and the people.
So
We even had like a slumber party. But out of nowhere, Candy made mention of like...
It's like, yeah, because you kissed LaToya. And I didn't think that was going to turn into an all-out argument between you and I, but it did.
I felt like Candy was so vested in proving that Drew, she called Shamia, she started calling God.
Cynthia, she called King, she called everybody.
I don't even understand why it's such a big deal. I mean,
We're talking about this movie that I'm gonna be, playing a woman that has a relationship with a woman. Now we're talking about it. It just kind of felt a little forced.
What is this about? Like, why? What's the purpose of it?
She want me to do this movie, so I think she's trying to warm me up to the idea of maybe...
A kissing girl.
Right! That's what I think. I was like, oh!
We were extremely close, but I am not attracted to Drew. The is wrong with you?
I could have sworn y'all kissed. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was so much going on in that room. I was like, stop doing that. But it's just like, you're not gonna call me no liar.
She's saying she's standing her truth, that you are a liar.
Like, you just gonna lie on everybody?
The way it ended last night, it seems like when you come back together, the energy's not gonna be the same.
If we don't end up working together, I'll be okay.
I did not make the video. I did not send it to LaToya. I wasn't even there when you guys really started going back and forth. So I just was like, this is crazy to me.
And I was like, now she done dropped this bag and left. Now I can't even talk about it with you. But yeah, I'm clear. I mean, we talked about it already, but that was where it came from. That was my own thought. I believe her when she says that, this wasn't to promote or anything like that.
No. Yeah, I don't care. If that's how she feel, I'm cool. We have other friends who are actresses.
So it's Kenya don't get the part.
But child, I'm like, all this mess going on. I hope y'all ain't gonna come up being messy as hell at the event tomorrow.
We started extremely toxic. Our relationship was bipolar,
Or bi. Either way, it works.
We squashed our beef, and then you guys are in Portugal, and Marlo sends me all these videos.
Obviously something I had to apologize because the way that it came across, it did, come across like, well, why are you bringing my name up? But in the full context, I was asked a question, right? About LaToya. So I was answering.
I don't want to get too deep.
Well, I'm just saying I was asked the question. Like,
Why you want to get too deep?
We went from making drinks to me being asked a question, correct, about LaToya.
Yeah, no, but I don't even think it was just about the question. It was just the things that you were saying about LaToya that you were just like, she's disgusting. Why would I want to kiss her?
No, I said she smoked Black and Milds and I'm allergic. And so that would have been nasty for me. That's what I was saying. Okay. And that's what happened.
All right.
So it wasn't, and for her, we laugh about it now. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? That was between she and I. That's our relationship. She knows what happened.
We touch on, there was a kiss that happened between you and Drew.
Yeah, that she denied.
She straight denied it.
We had a moment, okay, at the private bachelorette party that we thought wasn't being filmed at all, but I guess people are speaking on it.
I could have sworn y'all kissed. And maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was so much going on in that room.
I went to her room and I barfed in her bathroom and she helped. You saw the kiss.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
And she's completely denying that she kissed me. It's like, why can't you kiss a girl? What's the problem with that?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe she just doesn't remember the kiss.
How not?
Because I was thinking, well, maybe she had too much to drink or something like that.
We all did. Yeah. But I remember that kiss, Drew.
You're so funny.
How are you? Hi, Marla.
You guys on the buzz.
I know a Strappiana when I see one.
While I ride it.
You better live it up.
I didn't know. I thought that's what I was being summoned for.
No, we were having a conversation about the videos.
You were confronted about sending shady videos to LaToya.
I did not. Coming. I was completely caught up. I knew they had rallied up, baby. They rallied up.
It honestly was a shock to me when LaToya told me she had a video sent to her. I was like, wait, what? LaToya wasn't even filming with us. She wasn't even on the show at this time. Like, It was like you're trying to be extra messy and start.
Get the strap.
And maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was so much going on in that room.
I went to her room and I barfed in her bathroom, and she helped.
Yeah, because you kissed LaToya.
Get the strap.
And I didn't think that was going to turn into an all-out argument between you and I, but it did.
I felt like Candy was so vested in proving that she called Shamia, she started calling God.
Cynthia, she called Ken, she called everybody.
We started extremely toxic. You know, our relationship was bipolar, you know?
Or bi.
Get the strap.
Either way, it works.
Like sometimes I'm like, this is really close to like who I am for real. Like she's a wife, she's submissive, she's
A lesbian?
Ooh. What do we have here?
Boy, you got it. Hit them dry lips while I ride it.
You better live it up. You better live it up. You better live it up. I know a Strappiana when I see one.
While I ride it.
You better live it up.
So excited, so exotic.
You better live it up.
So exotic.
You better live it up.
So exotic.
You better live it up.
While I ride it.
You better live it up. I know a Strappiana when I
So
see
exotic.
one. Ooh.
While I ride it.
What do we have here?
Yeah, Ralph actually came on set with me once when we were living in LA, and Christian Keys was my love interest. And I'm like, all right, you know, this is new, you know, now I have a husband, so I felt like it might be the right thing to do. But when I tell you he came on set, and you know Christian Keys is tall, and when he was sizing him up, and it was like cringy for me, because I'm like, please. So the director kindly escorted Ralph to the crafts table so we could do our scene, and then, you know, we had to ask him to leave. So since then, yeah, he's kind of banned. Like, you know, I was like, you don't need to be sizing up my co-stars, making them nervous. You know, now they all awkward in the scene. Like, it was definitely not, a good idea.
Drew was very believable.
Well, to your coach, hello.
You have intimacy
coach, yes,
coordinator.
who taught me actually like the way that you form your mouth and certain syllables you say can make it appear that you're having a and it's very, 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 very believable. So.
Well, that was a nice way that you ended the season, but you didn't find your sweet spot since then. It seems like it's gotten worse. But I think the number one question that people wonder when they watch the show is, what happened? Were you seeing each other less when the season had started?
We didn't see each other that much over the summer, but that could happen.
Well, most of the summer I spent in Los Angeles. Cassandra, a friend of mine's husband died.
Right, your friend who was grieving. And
I
you were
was
there
with
most
her
of that summer.
Most of the summer.
And
it was
so
a
you
hard
came
summer.
back and the show started
and I came
filming.
back and we saw each other. We had lunch. We were texting. We were totally in
It felt
communication.
normal.
I did think there was like a little shift, but it's happened in many friendships where just something happens and then it goes away, or, you know, everything isn't going to be perfect. No relationship is perfect. So I think that we were a little bit on different pages. I could feel it during the summer because the summer before, I think we had spent a lot of time together, and this one we didn't because of both of our parts.
Right, and you knew I was training for the marathon. I ran a half marathon, but we were seeing each other.
Well, I called you to take you out for your birthday. We went to Montauk, and you made me drop you off and pick you up. You didn't even like invite me. Like I had to wait for you to come outside, and I thought that was sort of different. Like I would have thought you'd be like, I don't know, you just made me pick you up and drop you off.
Cassandra didn't really want to see people, so I didn't want to introduce new people in her life. She's still
But you
grieving.
did it in LA also. You had a bunch of group things with your friends and girlfriends, and
No,
you
I
didn't include
didn't.
me. You did.
I
So
was
we're all
with
going out to dinner
Cassandra.
at Medea with a bunch of people.
I didn't even think to include you. Cassandra and her friend and I were going out
I'm
to
just
dinner.
saying you
there
didn't
was no.
include me, and this is how I felt.
She felt
maybe,
slighted. She
Maybe
felt
I felt
slighted.
left out.
But I also saw you a bunch of times. Actually, I was trying to figure out a long weekend for us to go to the Golden Door. I asked some friends if they could borrow private planes for your Puerto Rico mission. And I was like, I'm going to help you. I'm so proud of you. And I have tons of text messages to show you. And I
would love
won't
to see
bore.
those
I
tons.
won't.
I would love to see those.
Well, I mean, I
Tons
can
of
go
them.
through them if you.
Please don't.
Well, okay. And then September rolled around. That's when we had that conversation that you recounted to Dorinda. I was stunned. I kept saying, I don't understand what you're saying. And I think as a friend, because a lot of people say things to me about you, and they're not necessarily nice. And I always, what I say is, well, I don't know. Maybe she was having a bad day that day. I love her. She's a great girl. And when you were recounting the story,
versa, by the way.
Okay, when you were recounting the stories about Adam, and I remember saying to you, you know what? When people say nasty things about Adam to you, don't pile on. Just shut that down.
I thought you were broken up with him, and then once I realized that whether broken up or not, you were still kind of having coffee or I retreated immediately.
You know what it seems like? It seems like you kept having these conversations, a lot of miscommunication, and you kept kind of wanting it to be back to normal. And you
wanted
could never
it to be
get
back to normal,
back
but
on
I don't
track.
think Bethany wanted it ever to be back to normal. You were ready for it to be over.
No,
I
I
came
wasn't.
to you and said, let's talk. You were dismissive, condescending. You didn't want to talk. And then when we finally kind of did have this good talk after the holidays, I thought we had a good talk, and we hugged
and
it
then
out.
you right after in the interview said, I don't have high hopes about our makeup, but that's what you said.
No, it wasn't. I said I was proceeding with caution.
When you try to make boundaries with some people, they just don't, they're not down with that. So maybe she saw it as more of an attack against her.
So what kind of boundaries were you trying to set and why?
I think she liked the friendship the way it was. And it was like, I think I said on the show, it was too much Bethany, not enough Carol in that friendship. But there were definitely things that she did that any girl, any friend would have been like, very upset by.
Say, where are you going? I say, I'm going to LA. We have this conversation a little bit. I say, I'm being yelled at. Have a good flight. I turn my phone off. I open my phone when I land. And you say, why are you being so cold? Did I miss something? I am your friend. Ramona is evil. I said, Bethany, I'm not.
That's the last thing I am.
I'm not sad. I have no idea why you would think that. Just stop, please. I want to enjoy the holiday. And then you say, I agree, but you seem sad. And then you said something about Ramona, which I'm not going to repeat. And I said, I'm off. I'm going to the spa. Christmas Day. Merry Christmas. I love you. Then a couple days later, makes me sad. I miss you. For some reason, you think I betrayed you, which I did not. I said we shifted, and we did. You are so cold.
I said that.
Yes, you said that.
Right.
And I was, first of all, I'm at dinner with my friend who lost her husband. It's his birthday, right? So I say it's a lot and not a conversation for text. I'm relaxing. Please, let's talk. Let's talk after the New Year. XO. And she continues to text. Well, we're friends. I keep trying out. You're shutting me out. It's hurting my feelings. Never mind. It doesn't matter. I going on. It went on and on.
You don't hear her.
And then
she's hurting.
Okay, that was it.
So that doesn't seem.
So you're wondering, like, what's the big deal? What's so wrong? I'm saying, she's saying, geez, that's a lot. I'm saying, I love you, whatever. It's back and forth. It's a normal thing, right? But what's going on the show is I said one thing about you. I said I thought you didn't have a career, and you were talking badly about me for the whole season.
Oh my God, Bethany, did I ever say any? I couldn't say anything
need a
nicer about
watch
you.
the show. You should watch the
Bethany.
show.
Literally from the jump, it was a drumbeat.
Yeah, you said negative things about me the whole season.
I think you both said negative things about each other, frankly.
It was interesting to see in the playback of the whole season that I was kind of almost like, I wouldn't say the villain. I wasn't the villain, but like, you felt sorry because it looked like I was like sort of dumb to Bethany, and I was just interested in Tinsley. And no one really remembers that little, the inciting incident.
She never said anything really bad about you to me.
In the interviews, because she can't say it to my face.
Bethany, all you did this season was bully, brag,
Let's
and
hear.
bitch.
Let's hear how I bully. Let's hear some examples.
Let's
hear an example.
Okay, excuse me.
Let's hear an example.
I will give you an example.
Let's do it.
Whoa, wait. And what happens is the show's airing, but you're still doing those confessional interviews. So you'll like Andy said, well, you said shit about her. And like, yeah, I did. The very last confessional interview I filmed was like 2 weeks before the reunion, but I had seen the whole season of all this terrible shit that she was saying.
It started with Tinsley and I.
That was a bashing and a bullying.
that
will
you two
tell
are
you.
friends?
I'll tell
Let's
you because
hear.
you know I can't
Go
even
to your
remember
notes.
them
We
all.
know copious research.
No, because I couldn't even remember all the insults and passive aggressive
The only two
stuff.
things I said all season
What
were that you
were the two
didn't
things?
have a career.
Oh yeah,
That was it, really. That was it. And
No,
what?
oh my God.
That was
Okay.
it.
First, I'm a clingy girlfriend who's thick as thieves. Then
Ooh,
I'm an
that's so
unavailable.
bullying. Are you going to be okay?
Okay. Are we going to do
Are
this?
you
Or are you
going
going
to
to
be
continue?
okay?
Are you going to continue to bully me, or am I going to be able to speak?
No.
Am I going to be able to speak,
I just want to make sure
Bethany?
you're a clingy girlfriend. I'm
Are you
sorry.
Gonna, are you going? Am
I'm
I
going to
going
go
to be able
get
to
anger
speak?
management
Am I going to be able
treatment.
to speak?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, go on.
Bethany, let her
Condescending.
speak.
So
I
she
will.
called
Go
you
ahead.
a
Please.
clingy
Okay,
girlfriend.
no, it goes on
Actually,
and on
you're the
and
least
on.
clingy person I know.
It
You're
goes
very
on.
independent.
Then I'm
Joe's very
an
independent.
unavailable girlfriend who.
Ooh, you're unavailable?
Oh my
What
God.
else do we
What
have?
she does is she creates this narrative, this false
Narrative.
narrative about me, this false narrative that I'm some girl
Narrative
who's
is her
this,
favorite
and this.
word.
It's completely false. No,
Okay.
half of it is
So
lies.
you're-
And this
so
is
she
what-
said
this
you're a
is-
clingy girlfriend.
Yes.
You're
I'm
okay.
an unavailable girlfriend who doesn't text or answer her phone. I'm not wanted in Puerto Rico because apparently I care more about clothes than causes. In fact, I cut my hair. Now all I care about is hair. I post some things on Instagram of me and my friends,
I'm
like
gonna have to
selfies.
repent
All
for
I care
this.
about is selfies. I'm sad. I'm lonely. I'm in pain over a breakup. I'm a know-it-all politician with a dead husband. I'm a puppet. I'm unself-aware, and I'm
I didn't say puppet,
self-involved.
Ramona did.
I'm unself-aware and I'm self-involved. I'm superficial. I'm a high-maintenance
I think
eyelash
Bethany's
wearing,
talking about herself, but she's
fashion-obsessed,
talking about you.
husbandless, childless, jobless.
I think one of the most hurtful things that that I watched on the show is when Bethany said, in an effort to prove this idea that Tinsley and I were like this, and I was no longer interested in Bethany, which couldn't have been further from the truth. She said, "Well, they have so much more in common. They don't have neither of them have a career or a husband or children." Whoa, that's hard. Like that was hard to take in. That last season was hard. I did feel hurt about the things that she was saying, especially like, I have no husband. Okay, well, my husband passed away. We didn't have children, and that didn't it's not like I wouldn't have wanted children with my husband or after with anyone, but just didn't work out for me, right? So in that way, but I brought it up at the reunion, and they just all of them like came down on me and said, she never said that. Andy was like screaming at me, and
Bethany should give a master class in gaslighting. So,
What do you
First
want
of
me-
all,
what do
I
you
would
want me
like
to
to
ask?
know
What do you want
when
me
you
to-
got your
what do you
medical
want?
degree.
What do you? What?
But Bethany, you
That's
can't say that. You
When did
pass
you get your
judgment on people
medical
all the
degree?
time.
I didn't diagnose
You're
you.
calling me a drunk. You're
I didn't
calling this
diagnose
one
you.
a loser. This one an idiot.
I'm asking you.
I
when
don't
you
need
got
it.
your-
No,
I'm
no
the
one
whack
needs a
job.
medical degree.
Louise's
You
the
just need
loser.
2 eyes. You are the one that said on television that I don't have a career.
You don't have a career.
Is this what you do? Is this what you call female empowerment, Bethany? Is that your brand is all about female
You
empowerment?
shamed me in the
No,
blog saying
I
what you
held
said.
you accountable for what you said in the television show about me not having a
you
career.
Said,
End
this
of
is what I
story.
was doing
I'm
when
not
you were doing
listening
B
to you.
movies. Was
That's
that shaming?
exactly what.
When I was doing
it's not shaming. It was the truth.
When
you were working as an
That's all I've
actress.
done is from B movies
When you were
to this show.
No,
Oh, sorry.
I
The
said
Apprentice.
natural food chef. I said all of this stuff. I said
No, you
huge
called me a
success.
caterer. You did not say
Well,
a
I
natural
thought it
food
was a
chef.
caterer.
I
Okay,
was
well,
actually a natural food chef long before it existed as a category for people like your boyfriend.
Great.
So
okay,
yeah,
well,
so
that's a dig
take
too.
your resume
so, okay,
up to mine any day,
and
lady.
I will match my resume
Well,
up
let's
to
get
yours
yours
any day.
into the current era, the current decade, and then we can talk
Bethany,
about it.
Women have careers, right? Their whole lives, and then they pivot, and then they have another
You brought
career.
it up,
and then
not me.
Yes, but that
you brought it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Not me.
I'm not. I have
you
no
shamed
shame
me.
in my
No, you brought it up on the
game.
show.
You shamed me.
You're the one.
No, but you said
in
she
her
has no
blog,
career
she
on
said,
the show.
she said she had no career except for this show. She does.
Good way. That's female empowerment.
She
If
does.
that's female
She's
empowerment,
an-
you can have it. You and
she's
your
a
brand.
writer.
Oh
That's
my
If
God.
bashing somebody every
Oh
week on
my
a blog
God.
is female empowerment,
That's
every
holding
week.
you accountable for the things you said about me on the show, and I will read every
No,
single
you
blog and I
bashed
stand by
me.
every
Bashed me
single
every
you
day.
bashed me on the show.
I did not bash. Tell me how I bashed you on
I
the show.
just read
Read
a
the
whole
blog.
list
You
of
bashed
insults.
each other on
Yeah,
the show.
you bashed each other
I'm
on
so
the
full
show.
of at
We
Andy.
bash each
I
other
didn't
on the show.
bash her on the show. I
You
didn't
bashed
bash
me.
her on the show. Are you kidding me?
Carol did not
You're
bash
afraid of
her.
her too?
She had said, though, Bethany, on the show, she was like, Carol has no career, has no kids, and has no husband.
That
which
was the
so
biggest-
cruel because you are a widow and you lost
Yeah.
your husband. When
But
you
that
guys were
moment,
quite
it
young.
wasn't on the air, but I kept saying, no, this is what you said. And that's very hurtful.
on
And-
the air.
No, that part was, but then Andy was yelling, and the producers came out and they kept saying, "She didn't say that you didn't have a husband, Carol. She didn't say that." So, and there was a moment in the reunion, I think they left it in. I'm like, she did say that. I'm not trying to make a drama. That is what it said. That's really hurtful. And they're like, no, sorry. And it was such a gaslighting moment.
So they were saying she did say the thing about no career, no kids,
but she
but
never
not
mentioned my late husband, and that's not true. And then,
but still, no career,
Andy
no
was
kids
saying,
is really mean too.
I know, but Andy was like, no, I'm having like, Andy was in his ear. He's like, no, the producers are telling me they're watching the episode in the control room. There's no control room. We're taping them, like, and they're telling me that she didn't say that. I mean, it was so, and I think that's what led to me saying you're so full of shit or something.
No, but your last thing to her was that your last thing on the show
Andy,
was.
you understand the show.
Right,
when
so
you
then she
watch
lies
it
on
and
the
you see
show.
the confessional interviews, I'm seeing what you said about me, about not having a job, not having a husband, about
Carol
that.
all season said, I don't understand what's going on between
I didn't
Bethany and
understand
I.
either.
How did it
Bethany.
change? I
didn't understand either until I watched the show, and I realized I was really, really trying to salvage our friendship, and you didn't seem that interested, and I only could imagine because you knew what you had said in all those confessional interviews. At the end, I wanted. I thought I was gonna say, thank God we're done with this season. Thank God we can
She
go
did
back.
say that to
we
me.
can just regroup. And then I started watching the show, and then I thought she's just superficial. You
I
knew
think you
one of those
changed.
things.
I think you changed.
You knew me. You know me. You know one of those
changed.
things.
I think
Okay,
she's not
you
changed
changed
at
too.
all.
You
No, she
became
didn't.
catty and gossipy, and I didn't change.
No, she has
Good.
not
Yes, my
changed.
eyes are open.
No,
I
think
didn't
you
change.
changed.
We're gonna
No,
move on. I'm
that's not
sorry
true,
to see this
Sonia.
one go because it
Well,
was
I mean,
fun seeing you two together. I'll say that.
Maybe they both changed for the better, but definitely changed.
Well, I wouldn't say you two. Don't say it's done. Just put a comma on it.
What does that
things
mean,
are gonna
Doreen?
Yeah, because things change. I'm gonna make up with Luann eventually. So there you go. You two can.
There you go.
Okay.
I don't think what you
Okay.
said to her
I
that
mean-
dinner is quite what she said about me in the blogs and with her friends.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Did this experience change the way you approach friendships?
I will say now I'm much more careful about who I spend time with. I'm not saying that there was probably a lesson that I need to learn. Like, not everyone has the same motivation as me. Not to judge theirs to be lesser than mine. It's just different. But I definitely cannot spend time with people who aren't 100% straight and honest and real. And it does linger with me. Like, now I really stay away. Like, I can recognize narcissists like from a mile away. Like, I recognize these traits. Now I'm much more careful, not only in friendships, but in romantic relationships too. It was a bumpy lesson. It was bumpy, but I think at the end of the day, it was a lesson that I needed to, it was something I just need to focus on.
And a little bit about your background in real estate. I know on the show, The Real Housewives of New Jersey, you don't really get a chance to talk about, your real estate stuff. So talk a little bit about that and why that is.
When I was on the show, I didn't want to share my business with anybody. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. And once you get on reality TV, you're like a target. And everybody, for some reason, they get jealous. They want to attack you. So I just stay to myself, and I just go to work. That's who I am. I'm just an average guy going to work.
Real Housewives star Joe Gorga finding himself in the hot seat this morning for what some say are not so real claims that he's posted on social media.
It's gonna say Gorga!
I told you one day I put my name in lights.
He's the boisterous brother of Teresa Giudice on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Joe Gorga finding himself in a new fight this morning, being accused of faking a before and after photo for his real estate business on social media. Gorga frequently shares photos of home renovation projects with his followers on Instagram, even promoting a real estate seminar. In a now deleted post, Gorga posting this before and after photo of a house he says he flipped, writing, "Look at this flip worth $1.9 million. Took me 6 months to turn this around. Ripped off the roof and added to the second floor. I think I might move in." The only problem, Callie Svensson says the after photo is her house and was never renovated by Gorga.
It was a new construction. The foundation was new. Everything about it was new. It was built from the ground up.
Not only is the after photo not one of Gorga's projects, The house in the before photo still looks just like this. According to Realtor.com, that one last sold just a few months ago. Svensson says she reached out to Gorga via Instagram to ask him to take down the post of his supposed renovation, but he never responded.
We felt like he was using our house to advertise his business and can't be making mistakes like that. You have to make sure that you check your facts and anything you put out there is true.
Now, Gorga eventually deleted that post and he declined to comment. But a source close to the reality star tells ABC News Gorga's social media manager shared it by mistake, and that even though he never spoke to the homeowners directly, he did work with a group of investors to help fund the construction of that home. As for the Svenssons, they say mistakes like that should not happen and he should be more careful in the future.
Right now I'm working on a 65-unit apartment building. I take these old warehouses, these historic warehouses, and I convert them to apartments.
Wow.
Which is, listen, that's legacy money. That's money every day. Every month it's my birthday. That's why I say, so as I'm sleeping, I'm making money.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I try to create.
So you do mostly apartment buildings, or you also do,
I do
houses too?
I do houses. Single families I flip. Anything other like 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, I like to keep.
So what do people know? Because I haven't. My wife watches the show a lot. I haven't watched a lot of the episodes. I've seen some of them.
Well, you got to start watching them.
I got to start watching them. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I walk
They're
out
pretty
of the room.
good. They're pretty
I walk
good.
out of the room.
I know.
But now I'm gonna watch them
Yeah.
because you're on it.
Yeah.
But what don't people know about your business, right? Because you see very limited stuff on there. It's a lot about family, a lot about the other families as well, right? All the housewives and their husbands. So tell us about what you want people to know about your business and kind of just inspiring them from a perspective of creating that legacy like you're talking about.
Well, it's all about real estate. Without real estate, I'm nothing.
Here, Joe. Go get it. My building. I paid the loser. The state paid you. Years. The state paid you. Nowhere to live, and I gave you. The state paid. I paid you. You're saying I owe you for 4.5 years. Paid you. Paid you. I got you. I can't pay my rent. Unlike you, get the here. I'm calling the cops. It's been 4 years. I owe you from January till now. How? With what? You pay why? With what? What do you mean? Why? Because I'm not like you. I don't have money. I got nothing to worry about. Drugs? What drugs, Joe? Where? You say you where? Where's the drugs? Some money right Look now. At the car I'm driving. It's falling apart. Drugs, you got. Call me daddy. Yeah. You what? Because I've been just supporting you for 4.5 years. No, you got paid.
I'll be honest with you. You can get up and go to work every day, and now you have a job, right? Yeah. When you buy real estate and you create a monthly income, that's forever. Like, you see this home we live in? This real estate will be here forever. It's gonna outlive me, you, everybody in this room. So what I'm trying to teach everybody, the average person, you buy 3 homes. And everybody's like, how can I buy 3 homes? It's not easy, but we have the right connections.
It's doable.
I have the right connections, right? You own 3 homes, you make an average of $2,500 a home, right? That's $7,500 a month coming in.
You like being evicted?
Like what?
Who's this? The sheriff's officer?
Because you meet
Is that the sheriff's officer locking you out? You like it?
No,
you like it?
This is what happens when you don't pay your rent. Yeah? Sheriff's officer comes, locks you right out, changes your locks. Now they got to get out, walk out. I won't show his face. And that's how it goes. Right, my brother?
Yeah, no doubt.
Got to pay your rent. Got to pay your rent. And you get locked the fuck out.
There's times I would go home and just sit in my car and just cry and say, what am I gonna do tomorrow? Like, what's my next move? With $2 in my pocket, with no money in any bank accounts, and here I am going home to a multi-million-dollar home that I lived in, not knowing like what's happening tomorrow. So when I would walk into my house and I would see my wife and act like everything is okay, but it wasn't okay. Where she used to have her own, she had credit cards, she would just go spend money, live a good life, to where I said to her, here's $100, use that for groceries, gas, Pampers, whatever you need. She was like, what?
I feel like when I see a t-shirt that says like a huge Gucci on it or a huge Versace on it, like I get it, you're wearing designer, but every t-shirt looks like that. Like, do you feel like this is like a Jersey thing?
It really is, because she did get fined and did have to go to court. She was sued by Chanel.
They be trying to find the motive.
I'm gonna go
There you
with
go.
that was a faux Gucci shirt, and that was a wonderful rendition of a faux shirt. And if she wants to show me the receipt, I'll just say, okay.
We fell in love. I have this amazing love of my wife. She's my rock. She's everything. And you know, I hold her up on a pedestal. We got on this TV show. Now we're on this TV show in front of the world. You know how hard that is? You know, there's 44 housewives.
44?
44, because there's different cities. So there's 44 of them.
Wow.
34 of them are divorced.
Out of 44, 34?
Getting on this show. Because what happens is you give...
So they got divorced after being on the show?
They got divorced while they were on the show and after. Because what's happening is you're taking this woman, because it's called the Housewives show. You're taking this woman that was a stay-at-home mom or just whatever, right? Another woman that's had a job, and you're making her this celebrity overnight, right? And people can't handle that. So what happens is you don't spend time with your husband anymore, because now you have to be at this event, that event. People want you to, like I said, there's the red carpet events. There's a red carpet event for everything. You want to wipe your butt? There's a red carpet event. I mean, it's insane. In New York, you could be in New York City every night.
Yeah.
If you're a celebrity, there's something to do everywhere.
They want you there.
They want you there for the picture. It's about the press. So the men, it depends who you are. You know, if it gets to your head, and what's more important to you, is it about you? It's not about your husband and your family anymore. If it's about you, you're going to be selfish. The devil, I call it the devil, takes over. Once you sign on that down the line and you're on that TV show, that you accepted the devil. But it depends how you accept him, okay? Because you got all these demons around you, demons. Joe, you're amazing. Joe, come with us. Joe, come on, Joe. Joe, you could be a star. Joe. Well, I could be a star, so let me walk away from my kids and my wife to be a star? No, I never did that. My family comes first, and what's better for my family, for my wife and my kids, then I'll do it. If it's not good for them, I'm not doing it. I don't care about the money, and I don't care about the fame. So Melissa is the same way. So we were on this show we're signing 9 seasons. So we had our ups and downs that people don't know about. We've had. But overall, we're tight.
You're strong.
We're strong. We're in love, and she didn't get caught by the
devil. The devil bug.
The devil. Well, I call it. What do I call it? I call it something else. It'll come to me, but she didn't get caught yet. Little bit at times.
Which is understandable, right?
Listen, it's normal. I mean, who doesn't? You know.
Right. That happened with Melissa. You brought my sister-in-law. Why don't you bring Laura on?
Because I'm
It'll make
interesting.
great TV.
I'm actually pretty cool.
It'll make
and
great
interesting.
TV. No, interesting. It was disgusting.
I'm interesting.
This was disgusting.
Get past it. Come on.
You're gonna shake shit.
Did I call?
You could clear this whole thing up. Did Melissa ever contact you to try to get on the show?
No, I don't.
No, not her. No. She would never message you.
No. I have no recollection of that. All I know is 2 things. She was cute. Joe was funny. They had a double staircase like you guys, which I was like, oh, that's funny.
And that's why you guys brought her
We're
on.
talking
You're
about
like, this
how
is
I
gonna
got
make
on the
great.
show.
My family came on the show behind my back, and that was the worst thing that I could have ever happened to me. Because that's why I don't speak to Kathy anymore, because I'll never speak to her or Rosie ever again, because I don't want family like that. But my brother and Melissa, for my parents, of course, I forgave them, and
It is what it is.
it's the truth.
It's like Teresa said to me one time, she goes, I've been through a lot in my life, and I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
One of the things that hurt me the most in my whole life, besides losing my mom, was my family coming on the show behind my back.
Was fame more important than family?
Okay, because I respect your question. First of all, I'm going to tell you all right now that the getting on behind the back thing is 100% false and untrue.
I get a phone call a week before season 3 was filming.
Okay.
Teresa calls me. because I was her producer season 2.
Okay.
She said, oh my gosh, I just learned that my sister-in-law and my brother are cast members on this show. I did not know that until now.
True or not true, Teresa had no idea you were coming on the show.
Untrue. They inboxed me to interview her and I, which, by the way, they inbox all of my friends still right now looking for.
But all my friends, as soon as they get inboxed, they say.
Yeah, but you and I were not friends at all.
She had no idea.
And this is before
This is a week before filming we're supposed to commence.
This is before the famous other baptism.
Yes.
Which was Joe and Melissa's son's baptism.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, she had no idea. She called me, freaking out. What should I do? I don't know, Carla. This is crazy. That's my family. I don't want to fight with my family. She was freaking out.
Because she knew that the show required fighting at this point?
Well, I think she knew that at that time they probably weren't at the best place.
Oh.
But so when she said she was blindsided, what I can say to you is the truth that I know.
I do believe she was blindsided.
She had no idea.
That part I do believe she was blindsided.
She had no idea. She found out because they finally revealed to her, not they, the producers, that your sister-in-law and your brother are on the show. You have to go to this
christening.
Yeah.
And we're going to be there with
Which is the first day of filming. That's how she found out.
Second of all, because the show was The Real Housewives of New Jersey, and when they approached me to join, I took an opportunity. I auditioned. I took an opportunity just like every other girl on this couch and on our show, and like the Manzos and Jacqueline. And you can't let anyone tell you what to do or claim you. You have to live for you. You have to take, and I didn't come on to argue with anybody. So the truth is, you have to, if an opportunity comes your way, no one owns The Real Housewives of New Jersey, okay? We're gonna take an opportunity just like every single other person in this whole Jacob Javits Center did. So I'm not gonna let anybody stop us from something. And we did really make a decision together as a family. And Teresa 100% knew that we were getting on this show. It was never behind her back.
Okay, so this one came in all forms, and so I'm going to kind of combine a bunch of questions in one, and this is about Jersey.
All right.
The first one, which was asked in multiple versions, here it is. Did Teresa know that Melissa and Joe, because Carlos King, as you know, went on Juicy Scoop and said that and confirmed
that they did not.
They did not, that Teresa did not know and was blindsided. And so now everyone's dying to know if this really is true.
Okay, so I was not there for this season. However, I have heard from multiple people who were that no, Teresa didn't know. And she was blindsided at the christening.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Does the, quote, mob style video of Joe and Melissa saying they're going to take down Teresa exist?
But I've heard about this. So there was a casting tape done of Joe and Melissa. I'm guessing it would have been during season 2. It was done, either they were at or were going to a themed party that was like 1930s mob. So they were in costume.
Okay.
Sitting down, and which is looking ridiculous, and talking and answering questions that casting producers were asking them. I guess one of the answers that they were giving was something about like, I'm ready to come after Teresa and like put her in her place. By the way, I'm paraphrasing here. I'm just going on memory from someone who has seen it and told me about it. And that they are talking about like, quote unquote, taking Teresa down. So it does exist. It is a casting tape that is probably locked in a vault at Sirens.
To be honest with you, Melissa just blew me up in the first 2 seasons. Every day of filming, she wanted me to put her on the show. She needed me to put her on the show. She actually said, why don't you bring the crew and the cameras and come to our house, and Joey and I will film with you and we'll tell everybody about Teresa and Joe. And I'm like, I don't get involved in family business. And I'm not doing that now, but I can tell you now, and it was like the second season, I go, I'm nearing the end of the season. I'm going to leave. And when I leave, I've been giving all of your information to production, to Andy Cohen, to the higher ups at Bravo and at NBC Uni. And I'm pretty much sure that I've gotten you in your chance to be on the show. So take your shot now. Tell her all the things you need to say, but leave me out of it. I'm just giving you a chance to be on the show that you've been begging me to be on.
You're disgusting. You didn't even say congratulations.
Your nephew? Did you?
Yes, of course I did.
Yes. Oh, that's funny because they don't get in my face.
Do not bring up my family! You
my face.
Do not bring out my family! You bitch! You piece of you bitch! You mother you are a piece of garbage!
Come here,
you
Teresa.
Bitch!
Come here.
You bitch!
Come here.
You hate her! She's a piece of
You don't think that they are responsible for you going to
they're
jail?
Responsible. They hung out with people
No,
that
we
were
didn't.
responsible for that happening to me.
He will never be half the man you are. You know where he's going to end up. Where he belongs.
I was always there for her. When she was going to jail, I held her hand.
And she also didn't call the FBI.
I did not, and I know who did.
For the record.
And I know who did, and I will never say it.
But we'll never say it.
I will never, ever say it.
It's in the press all about the reunion.
Okay? I know who did.
Because there are rumors online from the reunion that a reveal happens about that.
P.S. I was there.
No, but we'll never say who it
I will
actually
never
was.
say who it was. I saw what was going down.
But you
I grabbed
took the
my
fall.
kids. I took the fall.
She took the fall because you're not a rat.
Because I'm not. No,
What?
it's not even about being a rat. It's not even about. There's a thing called collateral damage. All right. So when you say something, who is it going to hurt? Who is this going to hurt by saying this truth? You can believe whatever you'd liked about me. I know I never did. I could never do that. Okay.
You know the secret I knew, Kim.
Yes.
That
Well, the secret.
involved.
Right. So the secret that I had told Jacqueline, okay, and both of us kept it to ourselves. We really didn't. Jacqueline never revealed it. That a very, very close friend of Joe's, who I was very close with, and Teresa knows too, a guy, I don't want to mention his name, I don't want to bring any problems, was in Joe Gorga's office and watched Joe Gorga tell his secretary to call the IRS. Now, did they have anything to do with the feds? I don't know. But he watched the secretary call the IRS on Joe Giudice. So, and Jacqueline and I both knew all this. And the person it came from was best friends with Joe. Best friends.
No, we didn't. Well, you were married to the person who was responsible for you going to jail.
This is my last question about the feds. And you think that Melissa was involved too, not just Joe, like in going to them and that lawyer being there? You think she kind of led that charge too?
Listen, they both were involved. They were both there. I mean, they were both friends with these people. There was pictures with them out in clubs, partying, having drinks and dancing. Yeah, I mean, they were together with these people for a while. So, and then they just happened to show up, at the party. Okay, at their party. I don't know what party it was, but they had a party. And all of a sudden they just showed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My hair is blowing in my face.
You sound
But,
good.
it feels good, this wind over here. But anyway, all of a sudden.
I hear the wind a little bit, not too bad.
Yeah, no, not too bad, but it's nice. I mean, the breeze is always good. But I mean, at the end of the day, she all of a sudden there's this lawyer shows up at your party. I forgot what party it was, but if you look in one of those scenes over there, you'll see her getting thrown out. And I believe it's the scene before I left my garage, and I believe I had a long jacket on, and I threw a kick and hit the bag. And I believe it was that scene.
Wow.
Because we were going there, and I believe Melissa's family was there. And at the time, the one kid was trying to, I forget whatever Melissa's brother-in-law's name is over there. He was trying to, be a big part of the show as well. And, saying things about me and acting like an idiot or saying that I owed him money or whatever. The kid was like a total, but whatever.
I spoke to the FBI.
Andy, there is some proof.
I know proof, okay?
I don't
proof.
even know the man you're talking about.
Chris
I don't
admitted
even
it to
know
me,
the
too.
man you're talking about.
My brother knows who he is. My brother knows who he is.
I'm curious what Dolores' reaction to this allegation is.
It's hard to believe. Like, I mean, I just can't fathom something.
You think we were hanging out with an ex-partner of Joe? How do we even know him?
Next day, you're at a dress shop, you're telling Eden I'm not sober, and I'm near death. It's like lies, cries, and denies. That's what you did. It was like, to watch it was just unbelievable to me.
Kim, will Lisa Rinna always disappoint you, do you feel like?
No, I don't think that. I think Lisa has a huge heart, and I think that you don't always disappoint me. I'm like, wow. Like, I get excited when I see Lisa, like, I own it. I'm owning this. I'm owning it. I'm owning it. I hear these words, I get like, yeah, go for it, Lisa. I don't think she always will disappoint me.
I like that. And since then, we've made amends. And we have moved on.
I think there's big hopes for us.
Lily from Springdale, Arkansas wants to know what you did with the bunny Lisa Rinna gave for your grandson.
Oh, well, Lisa, hold on. I brought the bunny. Because I never gave it to my grandson. Because I didn't feel like it had good energy. Sorry. So I think what I should do is give it to you. And when you are in a better place, maybe you can give it back to me. Because right now, I don't feel it was given to me with the right energy. And it's just been sitting there. And I couldn't give it to my grandson because I'm all about energy and positive things. Okay. So.
Would you like one of my crystals? Maybe it'll help heal you.
No, I'm healed. I'm good. But I feel like maybe that could be given to somebody else and that you would mean it more and get better energy giving it to somebody else. You don't have to cry over it. So I just feel like, and I could have re-gifted it, but I felt like it was better to give it back to you. Because
Rinna, she's still saying there's hope for the future between the two of you.
What do you think returning the bunny at the reunion means? Send it back in the mail.
I bought it when I hadn't talked to her yet, and I don't really know, honestly, what's real and what's not with you. I don't.
Well, I'd like to hear from her.
I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to say a word. I get it, loud and clear.
Maybe that was bad timing of me to ask that question because I feel like we were just at a place where you...
You know, I don't think so. I think, Lisa, I don't know if I am ready to be your friend.
It's okay. You know what? I accept that and I'm okay with it. I've forgiven myself and
that's a big step.
I can move forward with that.
And let me finish. And I said that. It didn't react to me. And the next day I ended up in the hospital for a week. If any of my friends right here had seen that more than once in 3 years, my friends, my sister would have come to me and they would have been concerned. You have gone around to everybody and talked to them.
How do you know I've gone around to everybody?
And you too.
Don't point your finger at me, Kim.
And you two asking where I've gone to treatment. Do I have a sponsor?
Well, we've asked you.
You asked me if I was okay, and I said I am
if you were in
fine.
meetings.
And I told you on the plane,
Kim,
I am fine.
we care about you.
I'm concerned about you. First of all, let's not talk about. Excuse me. I'm concerned about you at your situation at home. You want to bring out my stuff? Let's talk about your home life. Excuse me, I'm not talking to you.
Well, I'm talking to
Excuse
you.
me, shame on you.
About it.
I'm not talking to you.
And I'm talking
Shut
to
your
you.
f***ing mouth. I've had enough of you, you beast.
Beast?
Yes.
How dare you?
How dare me?
You came into my home.
And I apologize.
Actually,
and in 3 years.
Actually, you didn't.
I don't like you.
Guess what? I don't particularly like you either.
Good.
I can't find one damn thing to like about you right now in the moment.
Good. I've never found one thing to like
Whatever.
about you.
I did nothing.
From your hair to your face to your attitude.
Why do you look like that? You want me to defend you even though you're acting like that?
I've never needed you to defend me because you've never have.
Kim,
Yes, I have. She does defend you, Kim. She does defend you 1,000%.
She defends me more than you do. Kathy would not ever act like this. Kathy would have my back like a real sister. You have been doing this to me for years.
it's not okay to talk to your sister or anyone like that.
You don't understand the relationship.
No,
with
I
my
don't,
sister.
but it's not okay to talk to anyone like that, Kim. It's just not okay. Your behavior's not okay.
Really?
Yeah, it's not okay.
Why don't you have a piece of bread and maybe you'll calm down a little?
Shame on you. You're
God's sake,
disgusting,
come
Kim.
on.
Please. Can I interfere 1 second? I understand your sensitivity because you've worked really hard for 3 years. When I talked to her, she said, Yolanda, I've lost 2 brother-in-laws. My husband has only been sober for 3 years.
Oh, wait, excuse me? Did you just say let's talk about the husband?
Let's not talk about what you don't want out.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Don't you
vicious
ever
human being.
don't touch
Just
my
saying.
husband.
Just
ever.
saying.
Don't you
Ever. You don't want out for everybody to know. You better watch what you talk about me or everybody will know.
Never
Everybody
go
will
near
know.
my husband.
Everybody will know.
You understand that?
Everybody
Never
will
go
know.
after my husband.
You know what this is?
I know exactly what it is. Yeah.
This is a text message from you.
Uh-huh.
So I get a message that says, be very careful or I will f you up. You be nice to your sister. You believe her. And stop telling lies. In that order. Thanks. Then the next day, I get, you need to get wise. Brandy is not telling the truth. She is lying. I should have said that to you in that moment, but I didn't want another Amsterdam to happen, and it would have. Then she sends another one. Your behavior and the way you treat people is not okay. You are nasty, and you need to be stopped now. So I really got frightened.
What made you send them?
I just don't think I was done with everything. And because I have an issue with people shushing me and telling me not to have my feelings and to shut up.
There's something wrong with her.
There's a couple times here today I thought you were going to get up. Seriously. That's dangerous.
If you guys want to be scared of me, you can.
You're scary.
I think because of the provocation, brought out something in her that she had never really seen before in herself.
I bet if we look her up, she's got a record of
stop.
abuse or
Stop it.
record of what's it called? Like when you hurt somebody?
Oh, stop
like
it.
Batter?
Stop it.
Yeah.
She's been apologizing for this whole thing forever. She was appalled at her own behavior.
Did Harry know you were going to send it?
No, I was by
Did you
myself
talk to
for
anybody?
6 hours, and I just sent it out of my own anger. I did. I flipped, and I said I was sorry, and I'm human, and I'm not perfect, and I'm sorry.
There's just something not right there, Lisa. I said I want to talk to my sister. Please go away. I was so upset. I wanted to talk to my sister.
I was so provoked by
Please.
you. I hadn't finished. I swept it under the carpet in Amsterdam, and it was
We left Amsterdam like huggy-duggy doo-doo.
No,
like,
we never
I'm
were
wondering,
huggy-duggy
I'm
doo-doo.
wondering why you're laughing at her tears when you
Because I don't
you were
believe
crying
them.
5
I
minutes
don't
ago.
believe
But
them.
how would you have felt if she didn't believe your tears 5 minutes ago
I don't
to
care.
Kyle?
I don't
Why
care.
wouldn't you believe me?
Because I think you're doing this to seek attention
Stop.
because you
Stop. That's
are
repulsive.
embarrassed that you sent these messages.
I am
Well, I think
embarrassed.
she is
I'm
embarrassed.
totally
Because
embarrassed.
You're so quick to point out every
why can't you take
knows
But
what
I,
it is.
Brandy,
So I'm not perfect. This is what you've been deflecting from.
I've been shut down, and it triggered it in me. I have something in me. It triggered it. Really, it's really sad to
Are
me.
you
this
really?
whole
Are you
thing.
really crying? Is this
I
real?
am.
Are you really?
Well, I don't know because I mean, let's be clear. Wendy's jealous of you.
I don't
get
owe
past
him
that
I don't owe
because
him
there's
anything.
no feelings in business.
Sweetie,
Maybe you talk to other men like that, but
Of course
I don't
do.
need
I
to.
sit at a
I don't know what
boardroom
you're
table
talking
with
about.
all men, okay? I'm the only female.
When I met my husband, I had been receiving chiropractic care for years. So when we were introduced to the joint model, it was a no-brainer for us. We soon became owners in the North Carolina and Virginia markets. And now we are the regional developers for DC and Maryland as well.
Black female at the boardroom table.
Girl, I'm the only black female that is a professor at Johns Hopkins, and I'm the youngest professor at Johns Hopkins.
Hi, I'm Wendy Osefo. I am a visiting assistant professor at the School of Education.
So don't tell me how to be a boss, because I am a f***ing boss. You understand that?
Wendy Osefo is an education professor at Johns Hopkins University, and she's a doctor. So Dr. Wendy, we are going to start with you.
Wendy Osefo is the definition of an accomplished woman, a professor, political analyst, and entrepreneur. She made headlines for earning her PhD in public affairs and community development from Rutgers University, the first black woman to do it in the university's history.
I thought that because time has passed, you guys were going to have a conversation last night. That didn't happen. It's a debate at all times.
I think I poorly delivered the message that I was trying to deliver. I was talking business. She wanted to talk about threesomes. It's like, no,
you took it to a whole nother level when you threw the drink, and then she responded.
Are you just saying that because you want to?
We gotta stop with these lies. Y'all can't just say whatever you want because you ain't got nothing else to talk about.
She had dinner with him before filming.
Talking shit about my food. Look at the plate, y'all. Something once was in that plate. What you saying now?
It was good.
Oh, really?
It was good. The snapper was good.
Yeah.
It was crispy.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. And they had a whole entree, and I heard all about it. And
From
it was
whom?
after hours.
From whom?
In Bar 1.
Who told
Baltimore.
you this?
I saw the cameras.
She saw the cameras.
Did they have the cookie for dinner?
Somebody just sent me a clip. You know, I'm going through a lot of shit right now. But somebody just sent me a clip from the Potomac Housewives reunion show. And Mia is going at it with Wendy. And brother, this is kind of your fault because I taped with y'all for 5 minutes promoting Bar 1 Baltimore and Bar 1 Miami Beach, and you turned that 5 minutes into 9 episodes, and now my name is thrown around on the reunion show when in real life, I don't mess with none of those women, okay? Giselle, Robin, cool people. The rest of them, Wendy, I shot with her one time, 5 minutes. Didn't go out to dinner with her. I didn't have no late night snack with her. She's a married woman. She's very respectful, very honorable. Okay, so for me, for you to be talking about me and Wendy getting together is so disrespectful. And it's so thirsty. It's real thirsty for you to do that just to collect that check from Bravo. There's nothing cool about that. Okay, and you can't just use my name like that, because if you use my name like that, I'm gonna have my lawyer get in touch with you guys, and it's gonna be really ugly. Okay, because I do not know any of those women. I never see them outside of my establishment. Okay, and y'all just can't recklessly just throw people's name out there like that, because it actually hurt my business, and that's irresponsible. Please cease and desist.
No, she gave him the cookie allegedly. The cookie.
I understand.
You're for lobsters.
I'm not denying it.
And it's fine. You're for lobsters. We don't all do that.
Oh my God.
You know, it's interesting to me that who I thought was my friend, Peter Thomas, can say things like, he doesn't know us like that. I wonder if he didn't know us like that, the times when he'd been at our house, eating our food, playing card games, and associating with other people, family members and friends of ours. I guess he didn't know us like that when he held our baby girl and was the first man other than myself to hold our baby girl. I guess he didn't know us like that when he's gone on boat rides with us. I guess he didn't know us like that all the times that we spent at his restaurant supporting his business. And certainly I guess he didn't know us like that when he wanted to borrow $60,000 to pay his bills at Bar 1. So I don't know why Peter says he don't know us like that. Maybe that's his definition of not knowing us like that. Not knowing us like that when he's attended our kids' parties. So I guess if that means not knowing someone, then I guess that's what Peter's meaning is. And furthermore, to say this has hurt his business, just a few days ago, I personally spoke to Peter, and he said the publicity is actually helping his business. And furthermore, the allegations that he's referencing only came out a couple of days ago, so how could it have hurt his business that quickly? Peter, I guess we don't know you like that.
No, the stuff going on between her and I is also layered. And basically, Kyle sort of isolated me. And months and months and months.
What was she mad at you for?
No, you know, there was stuff that had happened off camera that just, you know, made me question what kind of friend she really is. And so we came into this not in a good place.
Because at the party, what I saw was she stomped off.
Well, I think she came into the conversation thinking, I can do what I always do with Dorit, which is make her feel bad for me. Oh. And then she'll get over it. I'm not doing that anymore. You didn't speak to me for months. Why not just come to me and say to me, Dorit, I'm mad at you for this. Dorit, I'm upset with you for this.
I didn't have it in me.
No, you were cold, you were distant.
I was struggling, Dorit.
That doesn't mean because you're struggling, you can just treat me like shit.
I want to get my points across and be able to get to the other side of this.
Right.
She did not come in like that.
A friend,
yes,
when they're mad, they tell their friend that they're mad. They try to work through it.
It's these last 2 years, the hardest 2 years of my life. I was like, hello, you haven't been a good friend to me.
Do you miss her?
Right now, I feel too angry for that because the girl sitting across from me tonight was like, she wasn't nice.
What happened? Remember what I told you in order to work it out? That I needed to be able to have an honest, real conversation?
Yeah?
Well, that is not what I got.
What did you get?
I got a load of BS. I'm tired of it, Erica.
I don't get to say how hurt you were, you know, and that you felt pushed away when, you know, you made that bed, now you gotta lie in it.
Okay, and Dorit and Kyle, how does it feel to, like, how are you guys' relationship?
Well, we're sitting really close to one another, aren't we?
Uh-oh. Damn. I guess it's still going on.
No. Hey, I sat where they told me, but, you know, obviously we're in a better place than we were, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But that was definitely the downside for me of this season, one of the worst parts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? Listen, it's nice. We can't give away too much. You know, you have to see the journey.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what it's about. But it's nice also to have the journey and then be able to come to a better place. So
exactly.
You have treated me a certain way for a sustained period of time. I'm fed up with it.
I was a very good friend for many, 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 many years.
I'm talking to you specifically about the way you have been a
like
friend
I have not been good.
in the last...
In 2 years since I lost my best friend, I'm going through a separation. Give me a break.
They try to work through it.
It's these last 2 years, the hardest 2 years of my life.
You do not get to pick and choose when it's okay, when you want to be friends, when it's convenient, and when I put a step wrong, you decide I'm going to freeze Dorita and I'm going to punish her. Did you get mad at Erica?
I understand, but at the same time, when I looked at it, I was like, the on-stage part of it all didn't read to me as heavy. When I found out that what you said about her saying things outside, I was like, oh, that's why you're mad. And that, to me, was just too much for you.
I didn't handle it right, and I am apologizing.
Thank you.
Okay?
I appreciate it.
And I acknowledge that those are things I need to work on, and I acknowledge I shouldn't have said what I said on Amazon Live.
I appreciate that. And I'm sorry that the text message that you sent me, that I read it with Erica and showed her, and we spoke about it. The day before the reunion, you sent me a message, and it was, let's not mention anything here.
Are you nervous about today?
You know, there's stuff with Kyle and I. You obviously saw in the press the things where she said, you know, I exaggerated our friendship.
We've only gone on one trip together as a couple that I can recall. Mo and PK Drake and me. It's not like, you know, my friends, like, you know, we'll go to the gym, we work out together, we hike together. She doesn't do that kind of stuff, so it was just.
Sends me a text yesterday, basically trying to silence me.
Get her, get her, get her. Get her, 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 get her.
You're such a sweetheart. And let's stick together. And the things, I mean, it's out there now, so, you know, you can see it. It just felt like an even bigger slap in the face. And I just thought to myself, I'm not a doormat. Yes, I have a kind heart, but I really care about you. And I really believe that we're friends. This is not the way you treat a friend. There was obviously no way I was going to go into the reunion and not address the issues that we're having in our friendship and what the hell was going on. Well, the upsetting thing is, listen, I discussed it with Erica in the trailer before the reunion, and someone leaked the text message. It was not me. I can tell you that right here, right now.
Who was it? What does it rhyme with?
I have absolutely no idea, but I shouldn't say I have no idea. I don't know who did, but I have an idea.
It's the most vindictive thing.
What thing at BravoCon was a joke. It was a joke.
That hurt me.
Okay, I'm sorry it hurt you.
That's you're negating your apology.
Kyle,
it's not
listen.
genuine what you're saying. Your apology is not genuine at all. I don't feel like you ever want to own anything that you really do, and it always comes with this like fake apology because you just.
Kyle, I'm very, very happy to own whenever I ever have done something, ever, and you said, Dorit, this hurt me. The first thing, I'm so sorry, Kyle.
No.
Oh my God, I would never. Pardon?
No.
No what?
No, I wouldn't agree with that.
You wouldn't
with
agree?
what she was saying in terms of like you can't just say you're sorry.
I'm good. I'm tired. You know, I'm an emotional person, and I didn't like seeing your face the other night.
I was really messed up.
First of all, are you getting
Why
heated
did you bring it up, Dorit?
Garcelle
Why
thinks
did
that I
you
did
bring
to
it up?
embarrass- I
Why
just
did
told
you bring it up?
We were going back
Why did
and
you bring it
forth,
up?
And you were like, I'm
Why
not that
did you
kind
bring
of
it
girl.
up? Answer my question.
I just said we were going back and forth. It was it was playful, it was joking. We were all laughing about the situation.
It just felt like you were saying it to embarrass her in front of these women.
She was. To also just give people the benefit of the doubt.
Who's the people?
Me.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. When I said it to Erica, we were all having a good time.
We were.
And I apologized because I didn't know that was going to bring up this.
But we are having a good time, you guys. This was not
If you
said
have
as
to
a
say it like that, we're not having a good time.
I'm saying that because you just attacked me.
I did not attack you. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. After that, I cried to sleep, and I woke up, and I wasn't better. I mean, the word attack.
Dorit was not trying to hurt anybody. But then again, you know, everybody has their own experience.
I used a word that was offensive to Garcelle and made a mistake. She had a very strong reaction to it. And it was a moment where I think there was just like, it felt like everything just went super silent.
I'm very, very sorry that I've triggered a nerve and I've offended you or upset you or any of it. And I would love to have a conversation with you about it.
I'm good.
No,
I'm
Garcelle,
good.
honey,
Nope,
there's...
I'm good. I'm good. I'm not here to educate you. I'm not.
Well, I think you have.
That's on you.
Okay.
The word attack when we're getting in heated conversations to you can kind of go towards that
Aggressive. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what are you having?
I think I'm going to do the Greek salad.
Oh, okay, that's good.
To be honest with you, the food is secondary to me right now.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I want to leave the floor to you because I know,
appreciate that.
You know,
yeah.
You've said that you don't feel like I hear you, and I really want to make sure that not only I do, but you feel like I do.
I appreciate that. So I would like to go first.
We're both on the same page.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. The other night was tough.
But we are having a good time, you guys. This was not
If you have to say it like that, we're not having a good time.
I'm saying that because you just attacked me.
You have to know who you're dealing with. There are 3 words you don't say to black women. You don't say aggressive, you don't say attack, and you don't say angry.
Kind of go towards that.
Aggressive. Yes, 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 yes. I'm not here to educate you. That's not my job. I don't have the bandwidth to do it. But I feel like you need to be aware of who you're talking to and when you're talking to them and what you say.
If it's offended you in any way,
Oh, it has. That's why we're here. That's why I reacted the way I reacted. I mean, I was emotional for 2 days. I went to bed crying. I woke up crying. I drove to the beach because I couldn't figure out why I was so triggered by that. But I was absolutely triggered by that.
You apologized even though you didn't have the intention of hurting her. That night was very hard for me to experience for the 2 of you because I could see both sides. It's a big deal, this conversation. It's a big deal what happened with you guys. That's why this show is so interesting and powerful, that people can really learn from it.
Absolutely. Certainly think it's important that everyone absolutely is, you know? There's something... I want to listen to everything you have to say. I also feel like I need to be able to defend myself. So if you haven't finished, I want you to get it all out.
Because it feels to me like there's something that you're...
What does it feel like?
I don't know
that
exactly.
I'm racist?
I'm not labeling you.
There's
I'm not
implication
labeling
here, so
no,
I want to know
you know what? If there's racist undertone, that's not my fault. I'm
because
not calling
if
you
it's simply
anything.
about me using a word that triggered you, if that's what this is about, then I'm apologizing. But it sounds like there's something more. I mean, you do realize I'm Jewish, Garcelle. Both being from marginalized communities, that we would have some common ground, far more than differences. Because it does seem like you are trying to...
I'm not trying to do anything.
It doesn't feel that way.
Well, then that's on you. Thank you so much.
Well, it definitely feels like everything is on me right now.
Okay.
Garcelle, to me, there's a little bit of a
Why
difference.
do you say my name so much?
Because that's what I do.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I do.
Like I'm the only one here.
That's what I do.
Okay.
If that's something else that's
No,
going
it's
to
not
trigger
something else.
you,
I was
then
just
I'll
wondering.
try very consciously
I
not
don't
to.
want you
But
to
it's
walk,
something that
I don't want you walking
you're
on
making
eggshells
me
with
feel
me.
that way. You are making me feel that way, Garcelle.
I want to get back to Dorit. Did you and Garcelle finish
Garcelle
it?
labeled
We
me,
were
and you
good.
made assumptions.
You also label me as angry, or attacking. Then that changes somebody's perspective when they meet me, right?
I didn't label you as attacking.
You said you attacked me.
Yes, that is used all the time. If you go back and look, I would say thousands and thousands of times.
But
do you understand?
But it
I
wasn't
didn't
awareness
choose.
to me.
Of course I understand. You said I live in a bubble. I don't live in a bubble. You know, Garcelle, they're very, very big accusations. They're very big accusations.
So
and
was
it's
the
not...
word you used for me.
Tell me this. Do you like me?
Sometimes.
We moved when I was very young because we lived in a town where we're the only Jewish people. And my brother and I, people were saying anti-Semitic remarks to us.
I understand.
Whatsoever. But I felt very much like it wasn't a fair characterization of me. You don't agree?
I agree that you don't do that.
That I don't say I'm sorry?
Yes.
Ew. Like JK, but like maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's like okay, because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax, because I said what I said.